I added Audi to F1 2021's My Team Career Mode, put all the settings to automatic and simulated 10 seasons. Will Audi become frontrunners? Stay tuned to find out. My name is Chris, welcome back to CF Racing, and enjoy the video. Hello everybody, what's going on? Chris here, we're back, CF Racing, you know the drill. And today everybody, I added Audi to Formula 1 via the My Team Career Mode. But before this video starts, I want to say once again, thank you all so much for the support. You guys are all absolutely insane. The fact that I'm nearing 2,000 subscribers already is absolutely mad. And I really just can't say thank you enough, so thank you guys so much. With that being said, let's get right into the admin of this video. So for the admin of Team Audi, the main driver that I decided to choose for all 10 years of the simulation was Alexander Albon. I know he's got Red Bull ties, and in 2022 he is with Williams, but we're trying to have some fun here. And I'm like, hey, you might as well bring Alexander Albon back to Formula 1 to lead Team Audi. There were other drivers in contention. I was really thinking of adding like Danny Kvyat back to Formula 1 or even Kevin Magnussen, but I do have future plans for them down the line, hint hint. So I decided to go with Alexander Albon as the lead driver, and for the second driver, the F2 driver, I decided to go for Christian Lundgaard. Very good talent, pretty good driver, gets good R&D in the early stages, so I decided to go for Christian Lundgaard. He's not the best driver out there, but he's a good second driver for Alex Albon, and I could really see Lundgaard in like a Team Audi for some reason. I don't know why. For the engine, I decided to choose Mercedes. I know Audi would never use a Mercedes engine, and you guys were saying this in my last video that Lamborghini would never use a Ferrari engine, but the engine really doesn't matter, and it's not like I can add an engine to the game, so I'm just going to give Audi a Mercedes engine because it's a German engine, so that's what I did with Ferrari and Lamborghini, but I'm going to give Audi a Mercedes engine. So now, here I'm going to be showing you guys the livery for the Audi F1 team. Alright, now let's get right into the 10-year simulation, and you guys are going to want to stick around for this because it is insane. And in Season 1, we already have some insane driver transfers. This is part way through Season 1 when we have the driver negotiation period. And in the middle of Season 1, Valtteri Bottas goes to AlphaTauri, Lance Stroll moves to Mercedes, Kimi Räikkönen moves to Aston Martin, George Russell goes to Alfa Romeo, and Yuki Tsunoda goes to Williams. And at the end of 2021, Max Verstappen wins his first ever world title, which could happen this year. I mean, this is looking pretty good so far. Verstappen takes 15 wins on the year, followed by Lewis Hamilton 6, Sergio Perez is 3, and Valtteri Bottas is 1. Bottas got the 1 win when he was with Mercedes, now he's with AlphaTauri. Also, Red Bull also take their first Constructors' Championship since 2013. Mercedes finished P2, McLaren P3, Ferrari P4, AlphaTauri P5, Alpine P6, Aston Martin P7, Alfa Romeo P8, Audi in P9, Williams P10, and Haas once again in dead last. In the driver transfer markets, these are absolutely insane. Max Verstappen decides to ditch Red Bull and goes to Ferrari. Also going to Ferrari, we have Callum Ilott. Valtteri Bottas goes to Red Bull, Sebastian Vettel to AlphaTauri, Charles Leclerc leaves Ferrari, which sucked because he couldn't partner with Max Verstappen, and he goes to Williams, followed by Esteban Ocon, who also goes to Williams. Christian Lundgaard goes to Haas, Lance Stroll goes back to Aston Martin, Latifi goes to Haas, Yuki Tsunoda and Nikita Mazepin become free agents, and Guan Yu Zhou also goes to Audi. In 2022, Valtteri Bottas becomes a world champion for Red Bull. You'll love to see it. He took 8 wins on the year to beat Perez, who took 7 wins on the year. Lewis Hamilton took 1 win, Gasly took 1 win, and Max Verstappen also took 1 win. Red Bull won their second consecutive Constructors title, followed by McLaren in P2, Mercedes P3, AlphaTauri P4, Ferrari P5, Alpine P6, Aston Martin P7, Williams move up a couple spots with Leclerc carrying the team in P8, Alfa Romeo P9, Audi in P10, and Haas once again in dead last. And in the driver transfer market, Antonio Giovinazzi goes to Audi to replace Guan Yu Zhou, Daniel Ricciardo goes to Alfa Romeo, Lance Stroll goes to McLaren, Sebastian Vettel to Aston Martin, Kimi Räikkönen retires, F in the chat. Nikita Mazepin goes to Aston Martin, yikes. Mick Schumacher goes to Red Bull. Guan Yu Zhou goes to Alfa Romeo. Esteban Ocon goes to AlphaTauri. George Russell goes to Williams. Nicholas Latifi goes to Mercedes. What an absolute king. Sergio Perez and Christian Lundgaard go to Haas, which sucks for Perez because he was in Red Bull. Now he's going to Haas. Literally best team to worst team, but what can you do? Now we're going to move on to 2023. And in 2023, Mick Schumacher follows in his father's footsteps and wins a world championship, not with Ferrari, but with Red Bull. On the season, Mick takes 12 wins, Valtteri Bottas takes 8 wins to finish P2, Lando Norris and Max Verstappen also take a win. Red Bull win their 3rd consecutive Constructors' Championship, followed by McLaren in P2, Mercedes in P3, Ferrari P4, AlphaTauri P5, Alpine P6, Williams P7, Aston Martin P8, Audi in P9, Alfa Romeo in P10, and Haas in dead last. In the driver transfer market, Daniel Ricciardo decides to retire from Formula 1. I guess he wasn't feeling the Alfa Romeo move. Pierre Gasly gets up promoted to Ferrari. Sergio Perez to AlphaTauri. Charles Leclerc demotes himself back to his original team in Alfa Romeo. Callum Ilott gets the promotion to Mercedes. Good for him. And Nicholas Latifi gets demoted to Haas. Poor guy. Jack Aitken goes to Alfa Romeo. And Guan Yu Zhou becomes a free agent. And at the end of the 2023 season, there's going to be a major regulation change to the chassis and aero department, so let's see if that shakes up the grid for 2024. And nothing really changed in Formula 1, with Mick Schumacher taking his 2nd consecutive Drivers' World Championship. And actually, quite a fun fact here, Mick Schumacher took 5 wins on the year, and those 5 wins came in the last 6 races, so he beat Lando Norris to the title by just a few points. Lando Norris took 6 wins on the year, Valtteri Bottas took 4 wins, Max Verstappen took 1 win, Pierre Gasly took 1 win, and so did Callum Ilott. Red Bull won their 4th consecutive Constructors' Championship, and in P2 we have Ferrari. Ferrari moved up quite a few, McLaren in P3, Mercedes in P4, Alpine P5, AlphaTauri P6, Audi P7, Aston Martin P8, Williams P9, Alfa Romeo P10, and Haas once again in dead last. And in the driver transfer market, Valtteri Bottas, after being embarrassed by Mick Schumacher, decides to retire from Formula 1. Here's a big move. Charles Leclerc moves to Audi to partner one of his best friends, Alexander Albon. Sebastian Vettel decides to go to Alfa Romeo. Esteban Ocon goes to Aston Martin. Guan Yu Zhou also goes to Aston Martin. Mick Schumacher gets the promotion to Ferrari, just like his father. Max Verstappen leaves Ferrari and goes to Mercedes. That could be spicy. Also in Mercedes, we have the king, Nikita Mazepin. Yeah, I guess you guys thought I was going to say Latifi, but no, I was going to say Nikita Mazepin. Lewis Hamilton and Callum Ilott also go to Red Bull. So you kind of have Max in Mercedes and Hamilton in Red Bull. It's kind of weird how that always happens. And now there is also a major regulation change at the end of 2024 going into 2025. So we're going to see if that shakes up the grid and stops the Red Bull domination. In 2025, I bet you guys didn't see this coming. Callum Ilott wins a world championship for Red Bull, and Red Bull take their 5th consecutive Constructors title. Telling you that car's insane. Callum Ilott took 7 wins on the year, followed by Antonio Giovinazzi 7 wins on the year. Max Verstappen takes 2 wins. Pierre Gasly took 1 win. Lewis Hamilton takes 2 wins, and Sergio Perez takes a win. In the Constructors Championship, as I said before, Red Bull won their 5th consecutive. AlphaTauri finish in P2. Ferrari finish in P3. Mercedes finished P4, McLaren P5, Alpine P6, Audi finished in P7, they got carried by Leclerc, Williams P8, Aston Martin P9, Alfa Romeo P10, and Haas in dead last. In the driver transfer market, Nobuharu Matsushita goes to Alfa Romeo, Yuki Tsunoda gets promoted to Mercedes, Nikita Mazepin gets demoted to Williams, and Jack Aitken becomes a free agent. No regulation changes in 2025, so we're going to move on to 2026. In 2026, Max Verstappen becomes a 2-time world champion, taking 13 wins on the season. He absolutely dominated. Pierre Gasly took 3 wins on the year. Giovinazzi took 2, Lando Norris took 2, and Lance Stroll took a win. Mercedes actually win their first Constructors title since 2020. In P2 we have Ferrari, P3 we have McLaren, P4 huge drop off for Red Bull, P5 we have AlphaTauri, P6 Audi's moving up in the world, P7 Alpine, P8 Williams, P9 Aston Martin, P10 Alfa Romeo, and in dead last we have Haas. In the driver transfer market, Christian Lundgaard decides to go to Alpine, Nikita Mazepin to Haas, and Dan Ticktum joins Formula 1 and goes to Williams. In the regulation change department, we have a major regulation change to the aero, chassis, and power department, so this will definitely shake up the grid for Formula 1, so I'm excited for 2027. And in 2027, after the major regulation change, Max Verstappen once again completely dominated Formula 1, taking 9 wins on the year to win his 3rd championship. Leclerc also took 9 wins on the year, but Max ended up beating him by 5 points of the championship. Lance Stroll took 1 win, and Lando Norris took 2 wins. In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes won another one, surprise, surprise. McLaren finished P2, Audi finished P3, Ferrari P4, AlphaTauri P5, Red Bull P6, Williams P7, Alpine P8, Aston Martin P9, Alfa Romeo P10, and once again Haas, you know the rules, they finish in dead last. In the driver transfer market, Fernando Alonso goes to Alfa Romeo, Nobuharu Matsushita goes to AlphaTauri, Jack Aitken becomes a free agent, and so does Antonio Giovinazzi after being one of the most underrated drivers on the grid in this simulation. And once again, there is another major regulation change to the aero, chassis, and power department. So once again, this is going to shake up the grid of Formula 1. And in 2028, once again, the regulation changes did nothing, and Max Verstappen takes his 4th World Drivers' Championship, taking 10 wins on the season. Charles Leclerc takes 5 wins to finish in P2. Gasly took 2 wins, Lando Norris takes 2 wins, and so does Lance Stroll, taking 2 wins on the year. Mercedes win another Constructors' Championship, putting their total at 3 right now in this simulation. McLaren takes P2, Ferrari P3, Audi P4, Red Bull P5, AlphaTauri P6, Alpine P7, Williams P8, Aston Martin P9, Alfa Romeo P10, and once again Haas, they finish in dead last. In the driver transfer market, Lance Stroll decides to retire from Formula 1 for some reason. Sebastian Vettel takes Lance Stroll's spot in McLaren, Guan Yu Zhou goes to Alfa Romeo, Luca Ghiotto goes to Aston Martin, Antonio Giovinazzi goes to Williams, and Dan Ticktum becomes a free agent. And for the 3rd season in a row, there is a major regulation change to the aero, chassis, and power departments. I swear they're just throwing these out here because they want Mercedes to lose or something, but we're going to move on to 2029. In 2029, Max Verstappen becomes a 5-time world champion, taking 9 wins on the season, followed by Leclerc, who also took 9 wins on the year and lost the championship by 2 points. Damn it, Leclerc, you're so close, man. Yuki Tsunoda takes 2 wins on the year, and so does Pierre Gasly. Mercedes once again won another Constructors' Championship, putting them up to 4. Audi have their best season in Formula 1, finishing in P2. Ferrari finished P3, McLaren finished P4, Red Bull P5, AlphaTauri P6, Alpine P7, Williams P8, Aston Martin P9, Alfa Romeo P10, and once again Haas finish in dead last. In the driver transfer market, Max Verstappen for some reason decides to retire from Formula 1. Dan Ticktum goes to Alfa Romeo, George Russell goes to AlphaTauri, Callum Ilott goes to Aston Martin, Antonio Giovinazzi takes Max Verstappen's spot at Mercedes, Sergio Perez goes back to Red Bull, and Felipe Drugovich goes to Williams. We're going to move on to the final season, which is 2030, where there is no regulation change. I can't believe I'm actually saying this right now, but in 2030, Antonio Giovinazzi wins a world championship, beating Charles Leclerc by 3 points. I swear, Leclerc is the most unlucky driver when it comes to Abu Dhabi. The guy literally finishes like 8th every season when he's about to win the damn title. So Antonio Giovinazzi takes 8 wins on the year, Leclerc takes 8 wins on the year, Sergio Perez takes 3 wins on the year, George Russell takes 2 wins, and Yuki Tsunoda takes 1 win on the year. Mercedes win their 5th consecutive Constructors title. Audi finished P2, Ferrari P3, McLaren P4, Red Bull P5, AlphaTauri P6, Alpine P7, Williams P8, Aston Martin P9, Alfa Romeo P10, and once again, they haven't moved, Haas finish in dead last. And at the end of the simulation, here are the total simulation stats. So the teams that won Constructors titles, we have 5 for Mercedes and 5 for Red Bull. And the best drivers of the decade, Lewis Hamilton took 12 wins in this decade, which is pretty respectable. Leclerc, I believe, was the second most successful driver, taking 31 wins but 0 world championships. Callum Ilott took 7 wins and 1 drivers championship. Antonio Giovinazzi took 15 wins and 1 drivers championship. Valtteri Bottas took 26 wins and 1 drivers championship. Mick Schumacher took 17 wins and 2 drivers championships. And the most decorated driver of this decade was Max Verstappen, Verstappen, taking 43 wins and 5 World Drivers' Championships. So that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. If you want to see more content like this from me, then please go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, and share with all your friends. And with that all being said, everybody, I hope you all enjoyed, and have a great day.